We are going to put a trigger warning for this first story. This is definitely going to be a heavy one based off the title. And the trigger warnings are domestic abuse, physical assault, controlling, and isolating behavior. The title of the first story is, My Husband is Going to Unalive Me. My husband and I have not been together long. Admittedly, it's only been 4 years. Other marriages make ours look like a baby marriage. My husband started hitting me around year 1, which blindsided me as he had always been a loving and caring man. I never saw this coming, even when it was staring me right in the face. He never stopped hitting me. It only evolved from hitting to beating. The cops have been called on multiple occasions, but they never do anything. I've started to see police officers as nothing more than a decorative object, just there to look good and make you feel safe temporarily. Today, we had a particularly bad day. He didn't get the promotion that he wanted, but nobody is. The economy, especially for the working class, is falling apart. I tried to say this, but he began getting agitated, so I shut up. And then he noticed that I was using Facebook and I was talking to my brother, and he absolutely lost it. And I just don't understand why. I curled in a ball and waited for him to be done with it. I don't know why I put up with this. After I thought he was done, I moved to get up, but he grabbed me and started choking me. I honestly thought that he was going to end me, but he must have gotten bored or something because he stopped. I've since locked myself in the bathroom, and I'm writing this on my laptop. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I have no savings as my husband wanted me to be a stay-at-home wife. I don't have a license since mine expired, an oversight on my part, I know. But now he won't take me to get it renewed. I don't even have a tiny bit of change for bus fare to get to the DSS building. Editor's note, Department of Social Services. Not that they would help me anyways. The last time I tried, they told me I couldn't even claim homelessness because I had somewhere to go back to. I don't even know what to say about that. The first part I need to say is I hate when it makes me so sad. Not I hate when, but like it makes me so sad when women are like, I don't know why I put up with this, and it's just like that's just not the case. It's just so much more than that. I mean, there's so many things that go into being in a relationship like that, and I feel like a big part of it also is like the fear of, at least from my perspective, a big reason if I were in a relationship like this that I would be so scared of leaving is because I feel like I would always be looking over my shoulder for that person. And it almost might feel more comforting to know that he is right there and he's not going to pop up out of nowhere. You know what I mean? I don't know if that is like, I feel like that would just be something that I would just be so scared about, and I'd just be so paranoid, and it would take so much work to get over that. But there's also so many other reasons, and that's not even just one of them. Or that's not even just one of them? Huh? Okay, someone said, if he strangles you, he is way more likely to murder you. In fact, around 700% more likely. I know that sounds insane, but it is real searchable statistic. Please search for domestic violence shelters in your area. Nothing he can do is worth your life. Someone said, is your brother nearby? Could he help you find somewhere safe to stay? Please call the police. You can have him charged with attempted murder for trying to strangle you. Take pics and send them to someone you trust. Don't leave the bathroom. Please have someone call for help if you're unable. This person said the reason he wanted you to be a stay-at-home wife is because he wanted you to be financially dependent on him and unable to leave. He doesn't want you to get your license renewed because it makes you even more dependent on him. Please call your brother and ask him to help you get out. Tell him everything that is going on. If he can't help you, call anyone else that you have in your life. If you have no one else, call a domestic violence shelter. Please don't just resign yourself to a lifetime of abuse. You can get out. That's such a big thing. Like, I mean, I feel like that's pretty well known in relationships where people will want you to be so dependent on them and not have anything of your own so that they can just control you for the rest of your life, and there's no possible way for you to do anything about it. And that is obviously a big part of like men wanting their wives to quit their jobs and stuff. Not the only reason, obviously. Like, there are good men out there that are just like, no, you, like, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, I want you to have that dream of yours and be a stay-at-home mom. But there are like a lot of men out there that are like thinking of it in terms of being able to control you, and especially with that combination of like not wanting you to get your license renewed, or maybe not wanting you to go hang out with your friends, or not wanting you to go see your family, or like he's obviously was mad that she was talking to her brother on Facebook. Like that paired with wanting them to stay at home is such a red flag, because it's like they're just finding every possible way to isolate you as much as possible. And that's like the really scary part. Okay, editor's note, OP updated in the same original post. This is 2 days later. First of all, I'd like to apologize for causing everyone to worry. I have not gotten out yet, but I am planning on it. My brother is going to pick me up while my husband is at work and take me to an old high school friend's house. She couldn't afford her rent on her own anyways. Haha. I've already started looking for jobs in that area. It's going to be nice to work again. I realized being a stay-at-home anything is not for me. I don't want to have to rely on anybody for my lifestyle, especially if someone could just rip it away at any time. Finally, thank you all for the comments and DMs to ensure that I'm okay. I will ensure all the DMs, as there are only 15 of them. As for the comments, I probably won't comment on the comments, although I am thankful for them. I always used to think I wanted to be like a stay-at-home something, stay-at-home, I don't even know, I just wanted to stay home. But as I kind of found my niche of what I enjoy, I realized that wasn't the case at all. I just like didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I would not want to rely on someone for anything. Like, I don't want to have to ask for permission to spend money. I don't want to have to ask for permission to do anything. I want to be on, and also I do feel like that creates like a power imbalance in a way, because it's like, oh, you have the control because you have all the money and I don't, and I'm just relying on you completely, and that is something that like would give me a mental breakdown. Like, I would just be so stressed, and I also feel like it makes you feel more, I don't know, like anxious or like dependent in your relationship, and then it makes you think like sometimes, well, what if things go awry and we end up not being together anymore, and what am I going to do? Who am I going to live with? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? How am I going to pay for food, the shirt on my back? Like, that's what I would just constantly be thinking, and would be like so stressful. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would just make my relationship so unhealthy. Even though my boyfriend is like an amazing person and he's so lovely and so kind, I still would think that way. Just because like that's just, my mind just goes to those places. All right, here is update number 2, 2 days later. So a lot of stuff happened yesterday. I'm glad my brother was able to help me, but I shouldn't have gotten him involved. He's 16 and just started driving. He's really good at it though, most likely because our father spent a lot of time teaching him before he even turned 16. Anyways, my brother pulled up and began helping me pack my stuff. Basic necessities like clothes, hygiene products, and my laptop. But for some reason, my husband came home early. Really early. It was like 12:45 p.m. when he pulled in, but I have no idea why he came home so early. As you can probably guess, this situation didn't go very well. He started yelling at me and my brother. His yelling even got attention of the neighbors. Some of them came outside, but nobody did anything. They all just kind of stood there. Anyways, my husband kept screaming at me, calling me all kinds of horrible names. I'm not going to get into what those are, but they seriously pissed off my brother, who started screaming at him back. Things came to a head when my husband grabbed my brother. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I don't remember, but the next thing I do remember is I was stood in front of my brother, and my husband was on the ground with a bloody nose. The police showed up shortly thereafter, and I can only assume that one of the neighbors called the police. When they pulled up, my husband went apeshit. The police tried to de-escalate the situation, but my husband made the idiotic choice to lay hands on the officer. So long story short, my husband got arrested. The police talked to me, my brothers, and the neighbors. I didn't get charged or anything. I was terrified I was going to be, but the police said that I was well within my right to punch him, but I should have prioritized de-escalation. Anyways, after everything was said and done, we left. I made it to my friend's house without much issue. I'm so happy to be away, and I'm ecstatic to get back to some of my old hobbies. I might take up playing the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Thank you all for following my story, and I'm so thankful for all of the advice, kind words, and everything you've all given me. I thought the 16-year-old brother punched him and gave him a bloody nose, and I was going to be like, that's amazing, but it's also so amazing that she punched him. Like, okay, queen, go off. By de-escalation king, like, I get it. Okay, that's probably what they're supposed to say, but like, come on. I would give her a pat on the back and be like, good job, especially having the paper trail of having the cops being called on this guy all the time for domestic abuse. Like, that is just so, it's really not that hard to take a look and be like, oh, makes sense. This guy literally is a shit, is a POS. Ugh. I'm so glad that he ended up trying to go apeshit on the police officer. Like, I thank the heavens that he did that, because that's the only thing that actually landed him in jail. Not abusing his wife. No. Why would that land you in jail? But abusing the police officer. Like, I mean, and honestly, that's bound to happen. Like, he's bound to get in a fight or get arrested for some type of violence, because a man like that obviously can't hold themselves back. I guarantee you that he had cameras, because I don't there's no way he just came home early, like 12:45, without knowing that you were packing up your stuff and leaving. I'm not surprised that he would have cameras either. That's like, he probably watched her all day on those cameras. That's like, that's just number one what they do. They love tracking and they love putting cameras and watching every minute of their movements. And the sad part is that he's probably not going to be in jail for that long. Like, how much time do you get? I mean, it doesn't even matter really, because people get off for that stuff all the time. Even if it's like, oh, you could get this many years in prison for doing that. But that just like, sometimes it doesn't happen in situations. Like when my brother got arrested and he was supposed to have it was 5 to 10 years. They were like, yeah, you could literally be put away for 5 to 10 years. And he had already had, and this is obviously like a privilege thing. Like, he's a white male man. Sorry. I had to say that because I don't know if you guys saw the Erica Kirk video of her being like, especially if you're a white male man. And I died at that. I was like, yes, male man. Anyways, that's besides the point. But yeah, obviously that's a privilege thing. Like, my brother had so many priors and he had been thrown in. I mean, he definitely was very young, but like, that doesn't even matter. Like, so many young black men get in trouble and it doesn't even matter that they're young. They still get treated terribly. But like, my brother, he had been arrested so many times. He had run from the police so many times. One was so bad that he was jumping fences and then he got beat the crap out of by the police that like both of his eyeballs were shut and he could not open his eyes for days because they beat him so bad after running from them. And like, they were so puffy and his whole face was just jacked. It was so jacked up. And I just was like, you did the most. Like, I think his first time ever got in trouble was like when he was 16 and he was driving on a bike path. Like, what? And then he also, like, 2 weeks later was driving the wrong way on the highway. Like, I don't know. So many things that he got in trouble for, got arrested for. And then the last time he finally actually goes to jail, which I'm not saying like I wish my brother got 5 to 10 years in prison, but like, it's just really crazy, like the privilege difference, because he got off so easily. He had 6 months in jail and 6 months in a like rehab place. It's a halfway house, but he wasn't allowed to leave. Like, so it was just like to integrate him into the community again after being in jail, and he would have to go to work every day. Like, work, it was like a volunteer place, but like with this guy that worked with the halfway house, and they would pick them all up in a bus and then they would come and do all this like construction or carpet drop, like whatever. But yeah, like, he was supposed to get so much more time, and he didn't have any money to pay for a lawyer or anything. He always just had a public defender every single time, and still he got off so easily because I feel like with that many, which thank God he's like a good guy now, and he's like has not gotten in trouble ever since, like, thank God, because that is not a good sign when you get in trouble so many times. You think like, okay, well, this person obviously is not going to be a civilized citizen and going to contribute to society in any positive way. But thank God he learned from his mistakes, because Jesus criminies, if I would have taken a look back at all of the stuff that he did, I would have predicted that he would just be a terrible human being for the rest of his life. No shade, no tea, no shade to my brother. I love you so much. He's like always been such a nice guy, and he's very, I don't know, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. He just was really young and so stupid and wanting to be cool. I don't know. Wanting money. I don't know. This comment says, one reason I'm very happy the internet exists is how well it has raised awareness about the signs of abusive relationships, particularly the statistics about how likely your partner is to murder you after choking you. Everyone needs to know this. We need to be teaching it in high school, college, and yearly workplace safety classes. This person said, my aunt called the cops on her abusive, now ex-husband, because he'd trapped her half naked in her dressing room. The cops showed up, husband claimed that she was the real abuser with no evidence, and they just arrested her, still half naked without question. My aunt is also deaf, which they knew but refused to explain to her what was going on, so she didn't even know that they were arresting her. She's suing them for wrongful arrest now. Oh my God. So they probably didn't even read her rights to her, no? Isn't that like a huge thing? Like, you need to read the Miranda rights to that person, because that can get you in big trouble. So I assume, if I highly doubt any of them knew sign language, that's so scary and sad. And also pisses me off so bad, because that's like the thing that happened with like the Brian stupid idiot and Gabby Petito. That video of them, and they were going, it was like police surveillance or body cam footage. That's what it was. Sorry. I'm literally like not okay. And it almost just seemed like in that video, the cops were on his side. Like, she was the one who was abusing him, and they made her separate from him. And then look what happened. Like, that really pisses me off. It really makes me so upset. Especially because, like, she was just a small girl. Like, she was just a small girl. I'm so glad that that's a happy ending, though. I'm really happy that was a happy ending, because that was obviously, like, a very tough story to read. And stories like that are always tough. But I do feel like they're important to spread awareness, and also to show that, like, you can get out and you can be okay. Love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.